Again, it's time for news for digital petrolheads. Find out what's what right here, right now. Greetings petrolheads and welcome to romrom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to a regular news roundup where we tell you all that's new in the world of sim racing, racing games and anything else of interest to petrolheads in all things digital. If you have any news for us, be it a sim racing league, a different sim racing event or any other news you think fit here, send us a mail to news@romrom.net. That's news@romrom.net. I'm Serta and I will be your host for this video. What do we have today? We have news about Automobilista 2, about Farming Simulator 19, because we know there are fans of this game in our family, news about American Truck Simulator, and about Rocket League that is going free to play soon, kinda. Sometime. The saga never ends, right? Before we start, remember that if you want to be informed about new videos, click subscribe and also click on the bell and become part of the ever-growing RomRom family. Yes, the Hockenheim DLC for Automobilista 2 is here with 4 different versions: historic 1977, 1988 and 2011, and a modern one from this year in GP, National and 2 short layouts. Interesting, as I only knew of one Hockenheim short version. Go figure, you never stop learning. Home of the DTM twice a year and of many F1 GPs, it came out on the 22nd as DLC. Anyone who owns the Seasons Pass, like yours truly, will get it without having to pay, and at least a couple of weeks ago they promised everyone who bought the sim before the end of the early access phase would also get it free of cost. Let us know in the comments if this was not the case for you. Also, Razer told us they are going to publish 2 big updates in August, added to the update they released at the same time they released the Hockenheim DLC. Amongst other things, this update lets you skip the cooldown lap at the end of a race, also some changes to the HUD and assorted small errors. Many changes in the physics and to the vehicles, and some changes to the AI. If you want all details, we've posted the link to Razer's forum post in the description. Farming Simulator 19 will let you soon farm in the Alps, which, believe it or not, are well known for succulent pastures. Succulent if you're a cow, that is. Coming November 12th to PC, Mac, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, it will contain 30 authentic vehicles that will let you have the hills alive with the sound of motors. At the same time, the developers will release a premium edition of the game with all 10 DLCs published for it and an exclusive art book. And you may not know it, but there is a whole competitive esports community around Farming Simulator, with big enough sums being handled. You may want to start training, you know. No game seems to be too old for a reissue, and that's what is happening for the classic Grid Autosport that will come to the Nintendo Switch on the 30th of July, and it will only cost $35, 30 British pounds, 35 euro or 4,400 yen. Man, Codemasters are milking every bit of their old games, aren't they? Fulfilling for once the often talked about but not so often proven concept of F1 is the testbed for the newest technology. Mercedes Formula One has partnered with AppWorks, a spin-off of Airbus Industries, to be able to use a new metal alloy produced through 3D printing that has already proven its worth in the aerospace industry. Mind you, 3D printing in its diverse forms is not new to Formula One, with many of the teams using 3D printed components. But in this case they are producing a metal alloy through 3D printing and then using that. I think that's a first. I wonder how Mercedes are going to put this here in their budget for the FIA. Yes, this DLC came out last week, but as it would have been the only news we had, we skipped the video and are telling you today about it. If you've ever dreamt of driving a truck through Idaho, this is your chance. The DLC came out at last on the 16th, costs 12 euro USD and includes the Craters of the Moon National Monument Park. Is it like those biggest yarn in the world monuments, only with moon craters on Earth? Inquiring minds want to know. Together with the DLC, an update of American Truck Simulator brings new routes and missions for the Special Transport DLC. Also, together with the release of the DLC, and at the moment only for some points of interest in Idaho, you will be able to activate a cutscene and watch the place nearer while hearing about it without risk of messing up your contract. If y'all like the idea, be sure to let the developers know, as they have released it as an experiment and may expand it if you trucking petrolheads like it. Next up, by the way, Colorado. While still no specific date has been given, Rocket League will be exclusively available on the Epic Game Store later this summer. For realsies this time. No, really. Don't worry if you own the game through Steam, you will still be able to play it, as the game will keep its cross-platform functionality. Sadly, minus Linux. Also, the moment it moves to the Epic Game Store, it'll become a free-to-play game. Those who already owned the game when the announcement was made will get a bonus item, the Faded Cosmos Boost. Those owning the game when it moves to Epic, becoming free, will get a Legacy status and will also get all Rocket League branded DLCs released before free-to-play. Yeah, all soundtracks if I see it correctly on the Steam page. 200 common items upgraded to Legacy quality, a golden Cosmos boost, 10 Oro wheels and a Huntress player banner, whatever that means. All of these extras will be awarded when the game moves to the Epic Game Store, which we still don't know exactly when it's going to be, but it's going to be soon-ish. Or something. Much sooner than that will come the opportunity for you to find out about our tons of videos sharing the joy of sim racing, so check the playlist to the left or the video to the right. Until next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium.
Visit romrom.net to connect to fellow sim racers and sim racing fans.